live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Anne Waodo.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Wike drops bombshell, calls for NDDC report release, accuses Amaechi's wife of fraud. Court hits Senator Natasha with 5 million naira fine, orders public apology and recall process. The Senate launches constitution review hearings. Fabio pledges a united, just Nigeria. And Ukraine reels under drone onslaught as Putin snubs Trump's ceasefire push.
In our business, court affirms Nigeria's Interbank Settlement Systems Authority to manage BVN database nationwide.
On sports news tonight, British police charged former Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault after complaints by 3 women.
And from the nation's capital, Vice President Kashim Shettima commissions the rehabilitated Aguma Palace Radio Nigeria New Market Road in the FCT Gwagolet Area Council.
We begin tonight in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where brickbats between the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and former Aviation Minister Rotimi Amaechi continues unabated. Mr. Wike is asking President Bola Tinubu to release the details of the forensic report on the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC. He alleges that Mr. Amaechi used his wife as proxy to siphon the sum of 4 billion naira monthly for what he claims to be a phantom training of Niger Delta women. Mr. Wike, who was speaking on our political program Politics Today, was responding to a statement made yesterday by Mr. Amaechi, who was also on Politics Today.
Amaechi's wife was not an industrialist. I've never been. The best I know. And that's why I call on Mr. President to release a forensic audit of NDDC. Through Amaechi's wife company, every month 4 billion naira to train Niger Delta women for 1 year, 48 billion naira. And that the forensic report audit is there. Who killed it was Malami, the Attorney General then. The Attorney General then, one of the people we are talking about.
You're privy to that document?
Sir, Mr. President should help Nigerians. You see, this is what I have always said. Mr. President should help Nigerians. Please, release the forensic audit of the NDDC.
Or is it a crime to get a contract from government?
4 billion naira a month to train Niger Delta women. 4 billion naira.
And you have evidence? Do you have a copy?
I have said, let Mr. President please do us a favor to release that document. Release that document. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, my former Attorney General Malami, killed that document because to protect those who are concerned.
So that's a big allegation.
I'm not saying, all I'm saying, let them release the document. If what I'm saying is not in the document, I will resign as the Minister of the FCT. I said I will resign. I don't worship office. What I'm saying, let them release the forensic audit of the NDDC. I didn't say the forensic audit was right, but I said release the report of the forensic audit. ESI. That's how the wife became an industrialist.
We head to the courts now, where Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court Abuja has directed the Senate to recall the lawmaker representing Kogi Central, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, While delivering judgment in the suit filed by Senator Akpoti Uduaghan challenging her suspension, Justice Nyako began with a contempt application filed by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The court also found Senator Akpoti Uduaghan guilty of contempt over a satirical apology she posted on her Facebook page on April the 27th. Our correspondent Emanuela Ekele reports.
Justice Binta Nyako's courtroom at the Federal High Court Abuja is filled with interested parties and lawyers in the suit instituted by the lawmaker representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, over her suspension by the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges. At the beginning of proceedings, Justice Binta Nyako first delivered judgment on civil contempt. The judge found the lawmaker guilty of violating an order of the court made on April 4th, restraining parties from commenting on the subject of the pending suit. The judge held that by posting a satirical letter on her Facebook page on April 27th, while the April 4th order subsisted, she was in contempt of court. The judge said that since Senator Akpoti Uduaghan was found guilty of contempt in a civil case, she would not be sent to prison but made to pay a fine of 5 million naira to the coffers of the federal government. The lawmaker was also ordered to publish a public apology in 2 national dailies and on her Facebook page within 7 days. On her suspension, Justice Nyako held that Senator Akpoti Uduaghan was not speaking from the seat allocated to her during the Senate sitting on February 20. She was therefore not entitled to be heard. The judge held that although the Senate could suspend its members, it should reconsider the period of such suspension. She directed the Senate to recall Senator Natasha to give her the opportunity to represent her constituency and for her to also apologize to the Senate.
The court has held in a very erudite decision that the Senate has the right to suspend its members. The Senate also has the right. A member can only speak from the allocated seats, and that the derogative as to which seat belongs to any particular member is at the discretion of the Senate President, and no member can speak from a seat not so allocated to him or her.
The court only gave an opinion, an obiter dictum, what we call an obiter dictum, that the Senate should consider recalling her back. Although the reliefs are not stated, there's no question asking for suspension to be lifted because it occurred prior to the suspension. So it was more or less an obiter that she was of the view, my lord was of the view that the suspension was excessive.
A social activist, Aisha Yesufu, holds a contrary view of the judgment.
On the other issue, where the judgment is that the Senate should recall her, how does that work? The Senate has done something that is illegal. The Senate has done something that is against the law and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What the judge needed to do is to say that they have done the wrong thing and tell her to resume.
Over the next 7 days, the implication of the court's decision is expected to come to light. Emanuela Ekele, Channels Television News.
Groups in the northeastern region of Nigeria have presented requests for the creation of states from 6 existing states of the region. The proposed states are Amana, to be carved out from Adamawa, and Askira Uba local government areas from Borno State, Savannah State, Kwara and Muri from Taraba State, and Katagum from Bauchi State. The Borno State House of Assembly also made a request for the financial autonomy of state houses of assembly.
It's the first day of the 2-day zonal public hearing on the Senate's review of the 1999 Constitution for the Northeast. Stakeholders from the 6 states of the region, including Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe, are represented at the hearing. Other interest groups, civil society organizations, ethnic, religious, and traditional institutions are also represented. Some interest organizations display placards and banners to register their demands. At the opening, some of the political leaders in the region made a case for the review, stating the need for increased inclusiveness.
However, several fundamental issues of national importance remain unresolved, requiring more than just routine lawmaking by the National Assembly and state houses of assembly. These issues continue to formulate public discourse, with many Nigerians advocating for legislative action to address them. We who are representing the Northeast in the National Assembly, working with our colleagues in the 6 states House of Assembly in the Northeast, will work for the interests of the people of the Northeast. The right to freedom of expression is guaranteed by Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution. Hence, you should feel free and present your memoranda for consideration in the ongoing amendment of the 1999 Constitution.
One after the other, the groups make presentations stating their demands. Leading the plethora of requests is the Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, who made the first request after the opening ceremony.
We appeal to the National Assembly to ensure that this amendment is realistic and truly implemented, so that state assemblies can effectively carry out their constitutional responsibility without any impunity.
More groups are expected to make presentations on areas that should be amended in the Constitution on the second day.
To security matters, troops of Operation Hadinkai and members of the Hunters Group in Gwoza local government area of Borno State have killed 4 Boko Haram terrorists in a combined operation. And this is owing to the different operations that have been carried out by the Nigerian army in different parts of the northeastern region. Weapons including AK-47 rifle with magazines and motorcycles, radios, cell phones, hard drugs were all the items recovered from them. Meanwhile, several other terrorists who sustained injuries escaped, while the troops intensified offensives. As for 60 heavily primed improvised explosive devices have also been recovered during an offensive on Boko Haram terrorists around Mate and Dikwa general areas, leading to the elimination of several of them. And troops, while conducting coordinated patrol also in Fulateri, in Gobio local government area, captured a terrorist. And another development, offensive operations in Selekwa area and Mafa local government area also had neutralized fighters there. Troops are also commending the military on the command and continuous conduct of series of operations in high spirit. The federal government is calling on religious leaders to use their platforms to preach against gender-based violence across the country. The Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Ayman Sulaiman Ibrahim, made this call during a roundtable on gender-based violence to religious leaders organized by the United Nations Agency for Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment in the nation's capital, Abuja.
The Federal Ministry of Justice is collaborating with the United Nations Agency for Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment, UN Women, to engage religious leaders against gender-based violence. It's part of a broader intervention to strengthen community-level response to sexual and gender-based violence and improve access to justice for survivors.
While Nigeria has made significant progress to the message of landmark laws like the Violence Against Prohibition Act 2015 and the Child Rights Act 2003, we must confront a hard truth. Laws alone are not enough.
According to the UN Women, globally, nearly 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. In Nigeria, 1/3 of women have experienced one form of violence and 1/5 have experienced physical violence. The forms of gender-based violence identified in Nigeria include rape, domestic violence, sexual harassment, child marriage, and female genital mutilation. The idea of engaging religious leaders is to foster community awareness on legal accountability and victim protection.
Education is very important. We must educate our girl child, no matter where we find ourselves.
Let us work together, changing our attitudes and behaviors towards GBV, recognizing that it is a societal problem that requires a collective response.
The federal government wants the religious leaders to look beyond institutional reforms and play key roles in shaping the national consciousness to promote the popularization of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act.
Somewhere in this country, a girl is being raped, a young boy is being violated, and a woman is enduring some form of abuse or another. Our meetings do not house the violence. It is relentless, and we must be intentional in our efforts to stop this scourge, which threatens to destroy the very fabrics of our being.
The powerful influence that you, our traditional rulers and religious leaders, wield in shaping norms, values, and behaviors in our society cannot be overemphasized.
The religious leaders are urged to unite across doctrines to stop violence against women and girls.
In part two, after the break, Edo State officially declares dengue fever outbreak with 86 confirmed cases in several local government areas of the state. Please join us again.
In the 21st century, Nigeria cannot be an independent nation without technology independence.
In a world racing towards the future, out of Africa is Zynox Technologies, a Nigerian tech group with major global certifications, proving capacity and a bold vision to domesticate world-class technologies.
From powering critical government infrastructure, homes and businesses, to delivering some of Africa's most integrated ICT projects, we are redefining what's possible, and we take responsibility. And with our efficient high-power renewable energy solutions, we are bringing sustainable power to homes and businesses.
Let's build a stronger tech nation, powered by Zynox. Zynox. Anticipate the future.
The reward of success.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
Tasty, something to fill my belly. I want my golden penny noodles full of flavor. I want what I want.
Chef.
Mr. Chef, what's your secret?
My secret is the wide range of seasoning powders from Mr. Chef. Perfect for meals such as spicy stew, goat meat, roasted beef, fried rice, and kuka.
Unleash your inner chef and explore our wide range of Mr. Chef seasoning powder.
Dad, can I read my essay now?
After dinner, son.
It's all right. Let's have it, son.
Things I'm happy for. I'm happy that Mom smiles more now. I know she works hard and sometimes her back hurts. I don't want Mom to have a bendy back. But now, washing is easier and faster. Sometimes, Mom doesn't even have to leave the couch. I'm happy that Grandpa can finally have his favorite grilled bully anytime he wants.
Grandpa!
Life is good.
It's bully.
I remember when Dad used to rush to the fridge for a treat. I was always scared that one day his head might freeze from thinking too hard about what to choose. Mom, Dad's head is frozen again! Thank God, Dad's new fridge is cool. I'm happy for my family.
Life's good, son.
Life is good.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live in Channels Television from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Wike drops bombshell, calls for NDDC report release, accuses Amechi's wife of fraud. Court hit Senator. The Commissioner of Police in charge of the Federal Capital Territory, Ajao Adewale, is asking residents of the nation's capital to be very careful with blind dates, which is now becoming a security threat, especially for young ladies. Presenting a scorecard of the command between May and June, the FCT Commissioner says the command foiled 5 kidnap attempts and 6 armed robbery incidents in various parts of the city, and that's in addition to arrests of 82 suspects.
During the period under review, the command successfully foiled 5 separate armed robbery attempts. This operation took place across the area, 1 in Apple, 1 in Durumi, 4 in Kubwa area. The coordinated effort led to the arrest of 6 suspects and recovery of 4 vehicles, jackknife, and assorted charms. Within the period under review, the command foiled 5 attempted kidnapping incidents across various communities, including Akuwaru, Biasi, Karshi, Kalbuhari, Gidandogo Forest, and Dabaji. In one of the operations at Cow Village in Buhari, a gun duel ensued between the police and the criminal. This led to the neutralization of 3 of them, while 3 others were arrested with 3 AK-47, including 1 K2 recovered during the exercise.
The News at 10 continues. Let's head over to Abuja Studios, where Terry Kumi is standing by. Hello, Terry.
Well, thank you very much, Anne. Back here, the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, has taken a swipe at critics of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, saying those who were in power for years shouldn't focus on what they achieved while in office. He stated this at the official commissioning of the newly rehabilitated Aguma Palace Radio Nigeria New Market Road in Gwagwalada Area Council of the FCT. He was speaking in response to the comments made by former Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, on Channels Television's Politics Today. The minister maintained that his focus remains on delivering results, not engaging in political distractions. Our correspondent Benny Ark reports.
This is the site of the newly rehabilitated Aguma Palace Radio Nigeria New Market Road in Gwagwalada Area Council of the nation's capital. The project, which connects the traditional institution in the area to the commercial center in the community, has been upgraded to reflect modern infrastructure in line with the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration. The commissioning ceremony attracted several dignitaries, including members of the National Assembly, FCT administration officials, and community leaders. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima. The project connects several rural communities to Gwagwalada metropolis.
Today, Your Excellency, Gwagwalada Area Council celebrates brighter future, peace, prosperity, connectivity, and togetherness.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, used the occasion to respond to critics of the administration of President Bola Tinubu.
Somebody came into office 6 months, then you started a coalition. That the man has not performed 6 months. You started a coalition. This time is what it says, Operation Show Your Score Card. Because you have left office, you are angry. You are saying Nigerians are angry. You are angry. You want to come back to power. You won't come back.
The ceremony marks the conclusion of the FCT administration's 16-day project commissioning exercise, showcasing ongoing infrastructure development under the Tinubu administration. And Vice President Kashim Shettima, who is representing President Tinubu at the event, praises the minister for his contribution to the Tinubu administration.
The inimitable, the incredible, the super minister of the FCT, one of the most colorful politicians in the Nigerian political landscape. At least he does very well, and he threw some jives at the opposition today. Mr. President is mightily proud of your accomplishments. This road will do more than easy movement of people and goods. It will make this community safer. It will improve access to education and healthcare. It will unlock economic potential, especially for our rural dwellers. We are determined to ensure that development is not a privilege reserved for the few, but a right enjoyed by all.
This ceremony culminates in the official commissioning of the project by the Vice President, symbolizing a renewed push for infrastructural transformation across the area councils in the nation's capital. Benny Ark, Channels Television News.
Now, the Edo State government says it will continue to take necessary steps to empower its youth population in order to build a brighter and better future for the state. The Secretary to the Edo State government, Mr. Umar Ikilo, who disclosed this when he represented the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebolo, at the 2025 Edo Youth Impact Forum in Benin City, the state capital, also encouraged youths to dream big as the government is prepared to support them in birthing their dreams. 5 youth-led business ideas were at the event awarded 2 million naira each, and 5 others 1 million naira each, as pre-seed grants following the forum's maiden multi-stage Hack the Future grant competition.
After careful analysis of surveillance reports and confirmed laboratory data, I hereby officially declare an outbreak of dengue fever in Edo State. As of this morning, we have confirmed 86 cases of dengue fever across several local government areas. While the number of deaths is still under verification, the trend is worrisome and calls for decisive collective action. Let me also bring you up to speed to our broader disease situation. Lassa fever, 137 confirmed cases with 24 deaths. Yellow fever, 2 confirmed cases with 1 death. Mpox, 8 confirmed cases, no recorded deaths. Diphtheria, 8 confirmed cases with 3 deaths. To ensure an organized and effective response, I am pleased to announce the appointment of Dr. Ojefo Stevenson, our Director of Public Health, as the Incident Manager to coordinate and lead the response of this outbreak.
We apologize for that mix-up. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has rallied the collaboration of all stakeholders within the sector to enable it to achieve its set goals and grow the economy. He made this call as he led a high-level citizens and stakeholders forum at Eco Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos, aimed at accelerating the implementation of the recently approved national policy on marine and blue economy.
Convened under the theme, Strengthening Collaboration for Effective Implementation of the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy, brought together key actors across government, industry, academia, and civil society groups in a bid to forge a unified, action-oriented strategy for the marine sector transformation. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, Olufemi Oloruntola, welcomes participants as he reaffirms the ministry's commitment to operating an all-inclusive policy.
Success will depend on how well we coordinate, collaborate, and communicate across all levels of governance and operations.
Delivering his keynote address, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, emphasizes that the fact that the creation of the ministry is an idea which time has come, adding that it's a part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, offering a structured framework to unlock potentials in the Nigerian aqua ecosystem.
Our gathering today is not ceremonial. It is a working forum designed to develop a strategic roadmap for implementation. We are here to design actionable frameworks, set implementation priorities, and assign clear institutional responsibilities. In doing so, we must focus on improving coordination, ensuring accountability, and building capacity at all levels.
Some of the concerned players also had their say on how the sector can work for everyone.
Our ports must now prioritize indigenous participation in shipping, terminal operations, and maritime services. National/indigenous companies must not be present, they must be protected.
Trade is a prerequisite for economic growth and economic revival, and therefore I'm very convinced that this policy will have tremendous impact on the overall economic resurgence agenda for Nigeria.
The forum draws participants from a broad spectrum of stakeholders, including heads of maritime agencies, ship owners, terminal operators, freight forwarding associations, the Nigeria Customs Service, Nigerian Navy, and other critical institutions. Through presentations, deliberations, and collaborative sessions, the event lays a solid foundation for the structured and inclusive rollout of the national policy on marine and blue economy.
Still ahead of the news at 10, court affirms Nigeria Interbank Settlement Systems Authority to manage BVN database nationwide. That's some business news. Stay with us.
Money. We see it move. We see it move swiftly, securely, intelligently. But by itself, money has no meaning. Until ingenuity turns it into solutions. Compassion turns it into a gift, and curiosity into innovation. With it, passion and dreams build incredible things. Belief builds impossibilities, even the future itself. At InterSwitch, we don't just move money. We keep people moving, so that when it matters the most, you don't lose out on the moments. InterSwitch. Never stop.
The Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to reverse medical tourism. We take particular care here at the Duchess to bring together a combination of the brightest and the best locally, as well as Nigerians in the diaspora who are interested in returning to do very good work for the benefit of our patients here in this country.
The good thing is that we have all international expertise here, all international facilities here, international people working here. Everything is coming together in a space which was considered not great in terms of the availability of healthcare.
Access Bank, of course, has been able to provide us with a robust range of products and services that has enabled us to deliver that standard and quality of healthcare that is integral to our mission as an organization.
Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They're available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
Welcome to Whitey Bets, your new home for sports betting and thrilling casino games.
It's time to level up your game. Whitey Bet.
Bet smart, win big, play with confidence. Incredible odds, non-stop action, fast payouts. And it's all safe, secure, and just a click away. What do you bet? Bet smart, win big, play with confidence.
Play now for a chance to win.
What do you bet?
Welcome back to the news at 10. In a move to elevate the future of Nigeria's hospitality industry, Eco Hotels and Suites, in collaboration with the Tourism and Hospitality Mentorship for Development brand, held the 2025 Hospitality and Business Summit in Lagos, with the aim of nurturing and shaping the future generations of professionals in the hospitality and tourism industry.
It's a vibrant and engaging atmosphere as leading professionals in hospitality and tourism connect with young, creative minds from universities across Nigeria. The 2025 Hospitality and Business Summit, an initiative by the Tourism and Hospitality Mentorship for Development brand, in collaboration with Eco Hotels and Suites, creates a unique learning platform for aspiring industry leaders.
Experience across various industries and international markets.
The keynote speaker at the event is the General Manager of Eco Hotels and Suites, Mr. Daniel Kyoporoglu, who challenges students to embrace continuous learning and work towards positioning Nigeria's hospitality sector as a globally recognized export asset.
You are the custodians of Africa's hospitality revolution. The hotels you build, the experiences you design, the guests you serve, they are all part of reshaping the global image of this continent. I believe, and I say this not lightly, that Africa's greatest export in the 21st century will not be oil or minerals, it will be hospitality with soul.
A high-energy panel session follows with seasoned experts offering insights from years of experience. Students engage directly with leaders who've shaped the landscape of hospitality in Nigeria and beyond.
There is an opportunity for growth. There is an opportunity for leadership in this industry. And yes, it is not boring, it is dynamic, but it depends how you are considering this industry.
The businesses now should also, foster a level of trust in the student. When they come to your hotels, when they come to your establishment, allow them express themselves.
Be the generation that leads the change that you want to see. And we are there at the older generation to hold your hands all through.
The convener, Mr. Marvelous Dada, underscores the summit's vision to educate and inspire the next generation of hospitality professionals.
We aim to redefine the industry by positioning our students for global impact. We bring them to this space so that they can have proper interaction with practical knowledge from top industry professionals.
The 2025 Hospitality and Business Summit serves as more than just a meeting of minds. It's a call to action for mentorship, innovation, and youth empowerment in the hospitality industry. As conversations continue, many believe this platform will be instrumental in transforming hospitality into one of Nigeria's key economic drivers.
Also to remind everyone present.
Now, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Mr. Bosun Tijani, has officially commissioned the newly restored Digital Industrial Park in Kano, a major step toward grassroots digital transformation. The facility, completed in 2024 but vandalized during the nationwide protest of August the 1st, has now been fully restored through the intervention of IHS Towers, a communications infrastructure company. Speaking at the event, Mr. Tijani described Kano as ripe for digital transformation, highlighting that the state recorded the highest number of applicants for the federal government's 3 Million Technical Talents Program. Our correspondent, Nanchin Vincent, reports.
The Kano Digital Industrial Park is back to life after the vandalization of the facility during the End Bad Governance nationwide protest in August 2024. The park is considered a key part of the 3 Million Technical Talent Initiative of the federal government aimed at equipping Nigerians with global competitive digital skills.
We dedicate this digital innovation park to the glory of Allah and to the emancipation of young people and the development of our nation.
The rehabilitation of the project is made possible through the support of communication infrastructure company IHS Nigeria, and the Minister of Digital Economy recognizes the effort as the impact of private-public collaborations.
Over 65% of the population in Kano is between age of 10 and 24. These young people are ready to add value to the world, but only if we give opportunity to them. When we started the 3MTT program, immediately under 2 weeks, we received 1.8 million applications.
The Kano State government is delighted that the park has been restored and are looking forward to the impact it will have on the development of young people in the state.
Your swift response and generous support following the unfortunate vandalism of this facility during the August 1st protest reflects not only corporate responsibility, but a shared vision for a digitally inclusive Nigeria. By stepping in to renovate and re-equip this facility, you have reaffirmed your place as a true development partner.
Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, the management of IHS reaffirmed the company's commitment to advancing Nigeria's digital future.
As Nigeria's leading provider of digital infrastructure and Nigeria's backbone of digital possibilities, we are always enthusiastic about championing creative, innovative, and sustainable investment in Nigeria. We're therefore proud to play a part in the digital initiatives of the current government, including a very active part in the 3MTT program, which is meant to empower Nigerian youths with skills that are required to thrive in the digital age.
IHS Towers is regarded as one of the largest independent operators and developers of shared communications infrastructure in the world, with over 39,000 towers from Kano Commercial City. Nanchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
Grand celebration of freedom and friendship, the United States marked its 249th Independence Day anniversary in Lagos, bringing together prominent figures from both nations, reaffirming the strong bilateral ties between the U.S. and Nigeria. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and acting U.S. Consul General, Joel Ngog, delivered remarks emphasizing the significance of the U.S.-Nigeria relationship and expressing enthusiasm for future collaborations. Our foreign affairs correspondent, Layo Larinde, reports.
On the 4th of July, the United States celebrates a major milestone, 249 years of independence. In Lagos, the U.S. consulate marked the occasion with a gathering that brought together government officials, business leaders, civil society representatives, and social media influencers, all celebrating the strong and growing ties between Nigeria and the United States.
Excellence and opportunity.
Acting U.S. Consul General Joel Ngog led the celebrations, reaffirming America's ongoing commitment to its relationship with Nigeria.
As we celebrate American independence, we also celebrate the enduring partnership with Nigeria, a partnership rooted in expanded economic opportunity, deepened commercial engagement, and long-term mutual prosperity.
The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, representing the Nigerian government, highlighted areas of mutual benefit between both countries.
It's critical to know that it's still all about commercial, partnership and growth, and I believe it's an opportunity for us as Nigerians as well to take the full opportunity, because what he's looking at, is looking purely on the commercial side, and what business can we, create together. And you know that we are never lacking on creation. Our creative industry, our tourism industry, our young tech dynamic industry are some of the export that we also can take back.
Other dignitaries, including the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, are also in attendance, underscoring the importance of U.S.-Nigeria relationship.
It's a welcome development to celebrate July the 4th Independence Day. We've been celebrating it for a long time. This is how we do it, every year. So I'm happy that I'm here so that we can seal the good relationship between U.S. and Nigeria.
Guests were treated to an evening of music, food, and warm conversations. A relaxed, festive atmosphere that highlighted the cultural connection and shared values between both nations.
As America celebrates 249 years of independence, tonight's event in Lagos serves as a reminder of the friendly ties between the United States and Nigeria, anchored in shared values, mutual respect, and a commitment to progress. From the U.S. Consul General residence in Lagos, Layo Olarinde, Channels Television News.
That's all from the nation's capital. Business News is next from Lagos with Willie Bonk.
Thank you, Terry. And the Federal High Court in Abuja has ruled that the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, NIBS, is legally empowered to manage the bank verification number, or BVN, database nationwide. Now, Justice James Omotosho dismissed privacy concerns raised by the Digital Rights Lawyers Initiative, affirming that NIBS BVN operations, backed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, comply with existing laws and do not breach constitutional rights. The court granted NIBS a perpetual injunction, stopping any person or group from challenging its authority. The judge said the ruling protects the integrity of Nigeria's financial system and is binding unless overturned on appeal. And the federal government must shift from social investment to social protection to strengthen its economic reforms, and that's according to former Give Directly country director, Mr. Uwakagi Apera. Mr. Uwakagi also highlighted some additional measures the current administration could implement to advance its growth agenda. So now the World Bank has named Matthew Verghese as its new country director for Nigeria effective July the 1st, 2025. He replaces Ndiame Diop, who has taken a new role within the institution. Verghese, an Indian, brings over 25 years of experience in development economics, policy reform, and public finance. He previously served as regional director for South Asia. Verghese says he looks forward to supporting Nigeria's growth and job creation efforts. As country director, he will oversee the bank's Nigeria's portfolio, its largest in Africa, and lead engagement with government, private sector, and civil society to drive reforms and tackle key developmental challenges. And let's see how the equities market ended the final trading day of the week. I can tell you it's in positive territory. Larry Williams has more details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Well, not much action for the overall tracker of Nigeria's stock market, but let's get a check on stocks that made money and the laggards today. Yeah, and we see Champion Breweries, PLC, that's leading the pack today, and that's in consumer goods sector. We also see the likes of John Holt there closing in the green there, big 10% upticks for both there. And I did get a check, on some of the analysis there. I like to do technical analysis in the absence of some fundamentals there. And I saw that the stochastic indicator, that was in overbought region, but the relative strength index was flat there, neutral. That's for John Holt. But we see that big uptick there, closing at 7 Naira 70 kobo. And to the losers chart now, We have fellow consumer goods company, that's PZ on that list there. We also see LLH down big 10% there. PZ, that's in household products at this point. There we see the likes of Japolgo there giving up some gains from the recent rises we saw. So that's the TGIF trade today. Nigeria's stock market remains at record levels.
Let's hope it stays that way, laddie. Let's see the performance of other major global markets around the world. And that's business news. It's back to Anne for the rest of the news at 10.
Thank you, Will. Hamas says that it has delivered a positive response to mediators on the latest proposal for the new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal put forward by the United States. The group adds that it is ready to enter into a round of negotiation as the earliest convenience, but did not confirm if it will accept that proposal. Here's Simon Puser with more international news and around the world in 5 from our London studio.
Good evening and welcome to the Channel studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israeli-backed American contractors guarding aid centers in Gaza are using live ammunition and stun grenades as starving Palestinians scramble for food. That's according to an investigation. Media has reported the accounts by 2 contractors from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, although the organization has strongly denied the allegations, describing them as categorically false. GHF was established in February to deliver desperately needed aid to people in the besieged enclave, but its work has been heavily criticized by international aid groups.
God. When this guy was shooting into this group, this man dropped to the ground and was motionless. Then the other contractor who was standing there was like, damn, I think you got one. But that's an optical. They're right. And then they laughed about it. I think you hit one. I brought this to the attention of the leadership directly. I was like, I don't. And then the leadership said to me, well, you have no way of knowing that person was hit with a bullet. Maybe they tripped. Maybe they were tired and they passed out. You have the inherent right of self-defense. If there's anything that you feel uncomfortable with, shoot and ask questions later. If you feel threatened, shoot to kill and ask questions later. That's a direct quote. And if we're on a site and somebody, is any way aggressive towards you, take them out.
Russia has become the first country to formally recognize Taliban rule, with Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi calling it a courageous decision. He met Russia's ambassador to Afghanistan, Dmitry Jinov, in Kabul, where Mr. Jinov officially conveyed his government's decision to recognize the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Muttaqi said it was a new phase of positive relations, mutual respect and constructive engagement, and that the shift would serve as an example to other countries. Hamas says it is consulting other Palestinian groups before giving a formal response to the latest proposal for a new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal put forward by the US. President Donald Trump said on Friday morning that he expected to know within 24 hours whether Hamas had agreed to the plan. He said earlier this week that Israel had accepted the conditions necessary for a 60-day ceasefire. Diego Jota's family, including his parents, have gathered at a chapel in their hometown of Gondomar in Portugal. A public wake is due to follow after Jota and his brother Andre Silva died yesterday in Spain. Their car crashed in the province of Zamora. Officials say it went off-road due to a tyre blowout while overtaking another vehicle. Liverpool fans have also been paying tribute to Diego Jota at Anfield.
I got a call from my mom, and she said Jota had died, and I was like,
what? I was so shocked. I sprang out of bed immediately, and I couldn't believe it.
He's wage, you know, I only live over there, like, he's wage, yeah. You know, he wasn't, we didn't know him as such, you know what I mean? I bet the players in the States, everyone's in the States.
Mali's military leader, General Assimi Goïta, has been granted a 5-year presidential term by the transitional parliament, which is renewable without elections. The junta leader, who has seized power twice, had promised the return of democracy last year, but it never materialized. The bill granting his new mandate said the transition would last as many times as necessary and until Mali was pacified. The Namibian government has announced a temporary ban on state funerals amid criticism over the rising costs of burials. Only President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has the power to exempt funerals from the moratorium. Authorities say the moratorium would last until April 2026, while a review committee looks into the criteria and process associated with bestowing official funerals. And it's the return gig that Oasis fans have been waiting for as the band kicks off their reunion tour at Cardiff's Principality Stadium on Friday night. The venue has been hosting soundchecks and rehearsals all week, with passers-by treated to snippets of songs such as Cigarettes and Alcohol, Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. Noel Gallagher said it's sounding huge and that there's no going back now. The Oasis Live 25 tour was the biggest concert launch ever seen in the UK and Ireland, with more than 10 million fans from 158 countries queuing to buy tickets last summer.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel studios in Lagos.
Many thanks indeed, Simon, and welcome to Sports News. Former Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey has been charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The Metropolitan Police say the offences are reported to have taken place between 2021 and 2022. The charges involve 3 women, with 2 counts of rape relating to 1 woman, 3 counts of rape in connection to a 2nd woman, and 1 count of sexual assault linked to a 3rd woman. His lawyer says the Ghanaian international denied the charges and welcomes the opportunity to finally clear his name. The 32-year-old is expected to appear at Westminster's Magistrate Court on August 5. To tennis now, where the women's world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, has advanced to the 4th round of the Wimbledon. Sabalenka defeated Britain's Emma Raducanu 7-6, 7-4 after 2 hours to reach the last 16 at the All England Club. The 27-year-old Belarusian will next face Belgium's Elsie Mertens on Monday for a spot in the last 8. The men's category world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz, did not have things all his own way at the competition, but he once again found a way to extend his career best winning streak to 21 matches. Alcaraz dug in to soak up the pressure from German Jan-Lennard Struff, showing flashes of brilliance and routes to a 6-1, 3-6, 6-3 and 6-4 triumph in their 3rd round encounter on centre court. The Spaniard is aiming to become just the 5th man in the Open era to lift 3 consecutive Wimbledon trophies and has now won his past 17 matches at the grass courts major. He will next play Russian Andrei Rublev in the 4th round of the competition.
Alcaraz stays unbeaten since mid-April this year.
Well, the competition is getting tougher. That's sports. I'm Kelly Egiga. It's back to Anne.
Thank you, Kelly. And the main news again. FCT minister today dropped a bombshell, called for NDDC report release, accused Amaechi's wife of fraud. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Good night and have a wonderful weekend.
On this edition of Metrofile, Shell Companies Nigeria celebrates oil and gas doyen Dr. Osage Okumbo at his exclusive grand retirement party. We celebrate with the health sector in the country as Duchess International Hospital takes home the prestigious Nigerian Healthcare Excellence Award.